Good afternoon, Dan Moskal here, and in this video we're going to be talking about writing your book, specifically your draft. Now, I'm sure you've probably taken some time to think about a headline, or not a headline, but a title for your book rather, thinking about the introduction, thinking about, how you want to format it, how big you want it, the type of font you want it, and all these things are worth thinking about and things you should and can think about. But one thing that is very, very, very crucial and very helpful to making this whole project a whole lot easier for yourself is to make sure that you save a master copy. This master copy is simply your content, your actual book, what you have written, and it is like your final draft without any sort of spacing, without any sort of, you could do your indentions if you really wanted in your master copy, but the idea and the reason you need to do this, and the whole idea, is to save yourself tens, if not hundreds of hours that I've thrown out the window. Because when you go through, if you're self-publishing, as I have with, God, I think it's 7 or 8 books now, plus some other Kindles and manuals and all sorts of things. And this is actually one of the books I'm working on. It's not even a book yet, but we're doing a giveaway for folks interested in SEO, search engine optimization training. And this is a manual we're putting together for one of our partners, and we're doing it as a giveaway at Dan Moskal University. If you have any interest in SEO, which you should, especially if you're publishing a book, because if nothing else, this will help market and promote your book and get your book Amazon listing to show up in Google for certain search things. I'm trying to think of, for an example, I wrote a book under one of my pen names, Willis Combs, about dating single moms. And the hope for that book is that it would show up when people search dating single moms. Like, the idea, and it might even be in here, I could spend a few minutes, but the idea is that it would show up on this first Google page. That's kind of what SEO is. But back to your book with CreateSpace is what I was going to mention. CreateSpace is a self-publishing platform that I use. CreateSpace is owned and run by Amazon, kind of like Google runs and owns YouTube. CreateSpace will automatically put you in Amazon. It'll also give you an easy one button, and you can publish over in Kindle as a Kindle. And what I was going to just show you uh, was the formatting options for your book. But please do yourself a favor and just make sure that you keep and save a version of your book. I, and I'm not 100% sure on this, what I'm about to say. I don't even have any of the images in here. I just want the simple text with no formatting, because I have literally written and had, 70 pages worth of content, formatted it a little bit differently, and had to go back through the entire document because it screwed everything up. So I'm trying to help save you that trouble. And of course, when you do some more work, especially if you've got a big project and you're worried about losing, email yourself your book. Like, save it and email it to yourself. That way you'll have it as a electronic version, just as a way to back it up. Let me show you, if I can here, just some of your formatting options. Here we go. Uh, CreateSpace will actually give you something that you can. Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to show it to you just a second. I'll show it to you here in a future video, and I think there should be another video already on my YouTube channel that you can see some of this. But you can choose what size your book is: 6 by 9, 5 by 8, 5.5 by 8.5, 12 by 16. There's some limitations, but it's all standard book sizes. And of course, the size of your book will depend upon will result in how many pages you have and stuff. The point here, though, is simply, especially in the draft, just get your content down and keep your content in an unformatted fashion. Like, really, when it comes to the steps, one of the earlier, getting your content out and written is more important than how it's going to show up, whether or not this is going to be centered, or what your title looks like, or bolding or underlining words, or the font you're using. Write your content, then take your content, and then play around with that stuff. But just make sure you keep a version that's unformatted, untouched, and not manipulated. And really, you probably could put images in your I think you probably could, but be careful, whatever the case. I just don't want you to spend tens and hundreds of hours going back through to add a space, a space, a space, a space, a backspace. Like, please take this piece of advice and avoid spending your time doing that. It's not very fun, especially when it's like the eighth time you've done it on the same document. So save yourself that time and that annoyance. And this is Dan Moskal. You can visit danmoskaluniversity.com to sign up for our newsletter, and I'll send you a free report. This should be done today of this SEO stuff, and you can also get some upcoming stuff that we're doing, and including talking about writing your book. We also have some other articles over here about writing your book, and we have our book over at Amazon, How to Create a Website Easy Button, and we have another one that we're publishing here before the end of this week. So within the next 3 days, it should be at least submitted and live before the end of the month. Please leave any comments or specific questions you have below. I'm here to help. Please like this video and share it with your friends, family, and colleagues, and have a great afternoon.